Welcome to Apex Racing TV, and welcome to the VRS Sprint Championship Round 2 here from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in the heart of Canada. The track that hosts the F1 Canadian Grand Prix, and will be doing so in just a few weeks' time in the real world. We're here in the virtual Canadian Grand Prix track, and we're here for Top Split VRS Sprint action. My name is Tyler Maxson, and I am the lone commentator tonight in the commentary booth, bringing you through the action here for round 2 of the VRS Sprint Championship. We're looking at a 40-minute race here today with varying track conditions. Obviously, there you can see on your screen 26 degrees ambient air temperature with 16 kilometers of wind. So definitely going to be a challenge for those drivers today. Partly cloudy skies here in Canada. So we're here at the Montreal, Canada. Track length, 4.3 kilometers, and an 8-meter altitude change, 45 degrees track temperature here today. But let's check in on the drivers here in qualifying. Everyone just finishing up qualifying here today. We're seeing Jevon Turman, driver who we've seen before in the championship, just finished up his 2 qualifying laps. He goes on pole, currently sitting at a 34.09, but closely followed by Matthias van Julian in that Mercedes. Mainly dominated here is the Mercedes in the VRS Sprint Championships, as we are used to. Pull up that and try to pull up the car logo here for you. See if I can't get that to come up. Not able to do that, but if quickly pull up the car logos for you here, so you can just see, mainly dominated by the Mercedes, and actually closely followed here by the Audi. And John Miller, I believe that was, who just jumped up the grid order, so he's going to jump up several spots. So we'll see how he does. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Andre Ruse, another driver, just finishing up his 2 qualifying laps. He's just going to finish it, and we'll quickly jump on board with him in the Mercedes AMG. Big slide out of the final corner, out of the final chicane, but he will head down the straightaway to finish up his 2nd qualifying lap. That will not be an improvement. I think it was an off-track for him in the end. Max Kessler, another driver trying to get out of that position. He doesn't have a qualifying time set yet. So Kessler, no qualifying time set just yet. And as he works his way through the tight hairpin leading on to the back straightaway, this is where all the drivers can make the difference, whether they have a good lap or an okay lap. We'll also check in on John Miller here, another driver heading down the back straightaway now. He has a time set. It's a very competitive one, sitting him in 6th place. He's on 34.880. But the driver I'm most interested to keep an eye on here, Max Kessler, let's see what he can do. Doesn't use the curb like some other drivers have through the final chicane. And as he works his way down to the line, we will see if he has any improvement. No, he's actually just going to start a lap, or he has had that last one invalidated. I believe he's had the last lap invalidated. So that will be it for him in qualifying. John Miller stays in his current position. He will pull it into the pit lane. We got currently 7 minutes in qualifying. Just 10 seconds left now until we finish up. We're just going to currently quickly look at your grid order. So right now, currently getting ready to go, and the grid is set for us here in the VRS Sprint Championship. Jevon Turman on pole alongside Matthias van Julian. Macchio Termini and Kyle Dunlop. Georgio Barrio and John Miller III. Christian Hoog and Dominique Gagner. Ian Grajan Ranju. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I'm absolutely incredibly sorry, everyone. Maximilian Crosby and Ty Kim. Fabio Gorlio and Matteo Corsia round out the top 13. Andre Ruse and Richard Smysa-Mueller round out your top 15. And it's an all BMW lockout of The 8th row of the grid was Steve Seagart and Chris Vernengo. Making up that row, Julian Firmines and Evan Betts. Max Kessler and Peter Delaneyson will round out your grid of drivers here. So they all will get ready on the grid behind that iRacing pace car. The iRacing Porsche pace car getting ready to lead them down to the line. And there you go. You can see your grid of drivers just in front of you there. Getting ready to go to race time here in Canada. This is definitely a great racetrack for these cars. It should be an awesome race come the end of everything. Everyone really going to be slicing and dicing for positions up front. We should see everything calm down after about the 10-minute mark. And for those of you new to the championship, we should see pit stops starting around about 30 minutes into the race and stop no later than 35 minutes in. And so we'll pretty much see the pit stop window open from just about 25 minutes into the race to enclose at about 30. So, or drivers can choose to do the reverse of that strategy, but not too often do we see that one. As many drivers get ready to roll off the grid here in Canada, we got our grid of 21 GT3 cars getting ready to go to action and go into battle here. We'll see how the drivers fare. Drivers in that mid-pack going to be looking to move up the grid, or Ian Garjon Raju. Another good driver, and Javon Turman hits it through the final chicane. They're all going to be good, and we'll keep an eye on them a little bit further back here in the pack. Everyone seeming to get through the grid nicely. Going down into turn number 1, we're seeing some moves being made up. There's the Ferrari of Christian Hogue down the inside of, I believe that is a Mercedes, Viagajon Raju, so he is going to move up some positions. He's already up 6 positions off the start. No, sorry, 3 positions up on the start. He's going to go down the inside of the other Ferrari of Georgio Barrio. So, and he's in the wall, though. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Not able to get it done. Let's keep an eye on here. The driver's moving backwards, so Richard Spicer-Mialer not able to make up a spot on the start. He ended up losing a couple. We're seeing several drivers losing a few spots. But Dominic Ganser, he lost a spot off the line. He's currently defending from that is Maximilian Crosby. So he's not... Whoa, big contact up ahead. That's Ian Gajin Raju. Let's try to get a replay of that one. So we'll quickly get a replay of what happened to Ian Gajin Raju as he heads into the fast right-hander here for the first time. And it looks, oh yeah, he's just going to get hit. Nothing that he can really do. Max Kessler also one that crashed. Max Kessler, I think that it was in that similar incident, just gets clipped and almost flipped over, and he does go over here. So that is pretty much what happened there to that driver. But we'll keep an eye on the drivers up front. It is still Turman from Van Golian to Michael Dunlop. That is your top 3. Mikio Normi moved up a spot to get up into 4th. Looking here at a close battle now with Christian Hogue. Andre Ruse and the Mercedes behind him, and they just forced out what looks to be, that was actually Christian Hogue that actually got forced out. There was Matteo Coiso who was moving up those spots, so he was doing a nice job there. Andrew Ruse following in close behind. Everyone staying pretty close here in the first opening laps. Ty Kim really looking for some spots here. He made up 3 off the line. We're seeing several drivers moving up some spots here off the line to go up more positions. Keep in mind, we're only 3 minutes now, 2.5 minutes into this race. We're already seeing it all kick off. Christian Hogue down the inside of Richard Spicer-Mialer. Not going to happen. He is not able to move up a spot. Chris Fargio, also one of those drivers moving off the line in the BMW. He's looking down the inside of Christian Hogue. He is going to make that move up. The Bridgestone racing car going to move up into 14th place. Ian Grajan Raju not able to make up spots off the line. He's actually losing spots there. 2 wide, 2 back. The Aston Martin Racing paint of Evan Betts is looking to make up some spots, and he is able to move up 2 spots there. So he's up 2 spots from his starting position, and he is able to continue his move up. So Ian Gajan-Raju, after getting spun on the first lap, is moving up some positions. Julian Perminas looking to also make up a position, and that's Christian Hogue. He was down the inside of Chris Farngio, and he was able to make that move up. So now we're going to go back here. Let's look at this battle for 4th here. We're looking at the battle of 4. This is for the 8th spot. Ty Kim is at the lead of that train. Then Fabio Goriel, Matteo Corso, and Andrew Ruse. And I think that's even Steven Sergart at the back of that train. So he is able to really make up some nice spots there off the line. We're not seeing too much of him so far. Was able to move up 4 spots off the line, so it's great racing from him to be able to move up and not lose too much time. And he's actually one of the lowest iRating drivers in this race, if not the lowest iRating driver. No, one of the lowest iRating drivers in this race. So to be able to take the battle to these really high IR drivers is definitely something to be impressed with. Fabio really pushing that Mercedes AMG to its limits here. And Matteo as well, doing a great job to move up 3 spots. So all those drivers moved up 3 spots off their starting line, but it is still Ty Kim ahead of this train, all pretty much separated now by 0.3 of a second. Everything's really pretty much separated out all around the track. No one really moving too much. Julian Familares still not able to make anything of his starting position. He's going down 2 positions so far. So one of the drivers that wasn't able to get a good jump off the line. They are going to make some contact down into turn number 1, but he will get the move done. One of the drivers who really had a bad start here, Christian Hogue. He's not had the best start. He's gone down 7 spots and is currently in the 14th position. It just doesn't look to me that he's got the pace to keep up with those drivers up front. Continuing to look at this driver right here. Let's see if he can have any sort of a better day. Maximilian Crosby, also one of the other drivers, not having a good day, down 3 spots from his starting position, so not where he would want to be, but it's Makio Normi down the inside, and he makes the move on Kyle Dunlop. Kyle Dunlop, let's see if he can get a good run off the corner, and I don't think he's going to. So I believe that's going to be Macchio up in to 3rd spot. Kyle down to 4th, back to where they started here on the line. And as we continue to look at these drivers, another driver really not having a good day is Damian Gunter. So he really had a bad day. And Matthias Van Kolian, let's just take a minute to recognize that. Up 10 spots from his starting position. Beautiful start from him. He has gone flied up the grid order. And involved in one of the closest battles. 2.3 seconds. And then he has Kyle Dunlop behind him, battling with Macchio Normi. So Matthias looking as if he's got some room to be able to have a little bit of breathing room on him for the next few laps. And Giroux's right in the middle of this battle. This is now becoming a 5-car battle here in the mid-pack of your field. We're not able to have a track guide here for you this week, so I'm going to quickly jump over to your race leader. Let's check in on him. Javon Turman in the lead. Matthias Van Koolian in second. We're going to quickly ride on board here for the next lap. On board with Matthias as soon as he crosses the line to give you a quick track guide for this lap. So we'll give you a quick, quiet, on board lap. And there we go. There's an onboard lap with Matthias Van Kooleyen. So the driver really on the move here. He is chasing down your race leader. They're up ahead of him. We're back to this battle once again. This is a very, very close one. Matteo Corso, Tai Tim, Fabio Gorlo, Matteo Corso, and Andrew Ruse. That is your battle for a position. So we'll quickly jump here on the bumper cam, if I can quickly find it, to look at your driver. So there we go. He is at the helm of that train of cars behind him. You can just see how close they are. We'll jump now back here onto Fabio Gorlo in that car from Bunlocks in either one of the 3 countries. And Giroux's very, very close to the back of that train, so he'll be trying to make up some positions there. Let's see what he can do. But Fabio Gorlo under pressure now from Matteo Corso, and it's going to be Andrew Ruse capitalizing and making up a spot. So nice decisive move there from Andrew Ruse as he decides to move up another position. And this is just letting Maximilian Crosby into this battle. So Crosby just looking at the back of that train, encouraging them to keep on battling. And as he works his way now through the chicane, you can just see how much curve these drivers use through the chicane whenever you ride on an onboard cam like this. Just shows how much is necessary to get around there. Andrew Ruse, though, very, very close to Fabio Gorlo, and he is going to be looking on him. Matteo Corso also really on him there. So we'll see if he can get up another spot, and I think that is going to be no for the time being. But we're going to move up here. Kyle Dunlop and Mikey O'Normy, also a very close battle on the racetrack. And the gap is starting to increase up front, so I believe that Matthias Van Kooleyen not able to get that car moved up to where he needs it to. And just quickly, there we go, Damian Gunther really, really looking here. He's in the Audi on the outside. He's going to try the outside now, going into the right-hander. He's going to think better of it. But Tai Kim is coming on behind them. He is leaving Fabio Gorlo and Andrew Ruse and Matteo Corso and starting to catch that battle ahead of him. The battle between the Ferrari and the Audi. It's Ferrari v Audi. The Audi definitely with the upper hand through the corners, but the Ferrari with the upper hand down the straightaways. The front 3 dominated by Mercedes, and it's Ferrari, Audi, and then 3 Mercedes cars currently in battle, so that's a great battle to be watching. A little bit further back, we'll keep an eye on that one as well as they continue to work their way through, and that's a lot of curb there for Georgio Barrio. We'll see if he gets a slowdown for. He does not, but that's a great battle to keep an eye on. Tai Kim, Fabio Gorlo, and Andrew Ruse, the 3 cars involved in that one. We'll keep an eye. We'll see if Ruse looks for a move. He does not. Kyle Dunlop also having to defend here from Mikey O'Normy, not able to continue that charge forward. And he is just staying content, is Normie, looking to see if he can force Dunlop into a chicane, or into a mistake, sorry. And Giroux's also very, very close to Fabio Gorlo, and he also has Matteo Corso closing in behind him, so he is going to have to be much careful of that one. What happened to Maximilian Crosby? He's far back now, so he has not had the best of days in that Ferrari, but we'll keep an eye back up here on the Ferrari-Audi battle. Georgio Barrio, Damian Gunther down the inside, and he isn't going to get it. So Ganter moving back some positions now, so he's not having the best of times. He's moved 5 spots back on his starting position, I do believe, and not able to continue and move up forward. He just has stayed content and stationary, but he is going to look on the outside one more time. The Ferrari will have the inside, and he is going to have to cut the track. So that is Damian Ganther having to cut the track. That's going to cost him some time. That's going to allow Ty Kim by him, and possibly Fabio Goriel up into that battle. That will make that battle into a battle of 3 now. So definitely not something that they want to have happen here this late on in the race. Keep in mind, we are 15 minutes in. We should see pit stop starting in just about 10 minutes time. Just about 10 minutes till we start seeing some pit stops be commenced. Once we start seeing that happen, we will probably jump over just before that to a quick commercial break to thank all and check out some new and already out iRacing content. If you haven't already, go to iRacing.com, sign up today. Dunlop having to defend from Nurmi. He's pretty much acting as a moving chicane right now. Nurmi not able to get by him, despite actually being a little bit slower on the last lap, just by about 0.3. He does have a faster overall lap. Obviously, Nurmi being able to capitalize from the slipstream of the driver ahead of him. And they're really, really close here. Let's look and let's see if he looks for a move. This camera just shows you how close they really actually get. But there's some movement behind him. Matteo Corsia is going to be looking here. He's going to try to capitalize on the battle between Andrew Ruse and Fabio Gorel. Gorel going to try the outside. Andrew Ruse on the inside. And Gorel not going to be able to get the move done. He is going to try. He tried the switchback, couldn't get it done as they exit onto the corner. For live timing here today, and for information on the series type VRS or VRS live timing, get all the information for this wonderful series. This battle still commencing up front. No one wanting to let out, no one able to pull a gap in there. Actually, I'm seeing some damage there on Kyle Dunlop's car. So let's see if I can get a quick view of that. Yeah, so he does have some damage. I don't know where that happened. I can't find anything here on my live timing to prove that otherwise. But we will jump back here to that main battle that we're seeing on the racetrack right now. Fabio Gorel now having to defend from Matteo Corso. This is also possibly going to let Christian Hogue into the battle. Kyle Dunlop, though, under pressure again from Matteo Nurmi. So Matteo Corso into the pit lane, so he's done an early stop here. Try to get that in just as quickly as possible. Just 18 minutes down, just about halfway done with this 40-minute sprint race here on the iRacing and from the Canadian F1 track circuit, Gilles Villeneuve, live on Apex Racing TV. Steve Surgett, we haven't given him much love this race. He's moved up 3 spots from his starting position. He is up now into 13th place, chasing down Peter Danielson just ahead of him. Then everyone's pretty much being spread out across the entire field. Andrew Ruse, the only one able currently right now. Fabio Gorel, the only one keeping up with Ruse right now, so he is currently chasing Ruse down. But it's Kyle Dunlop still getting hounded by Nurmi. We'll see how he fares with that. He's fared with the pressure really well so far. Hasn't caved into any sort of pressure. Kept the car in one piece. And with 19 minutes down, we should start seeing pit stops here in just about 5 minutes' time. So we should start seeing pit stops fairly soon. Steve Surgett getting even so closer to Peter Danielson. We'll keep an eye on that one, but Kyle Dunlop really under pressure now from Makio Nurmi. We'll see if Nurmi decides to try a move. He will not. So with everything looking as if it is going to stay pretty much clean now, we will head over to a quick commercial break. And we'll be back here in just a few moments' time, live on Apex Racing TV. Welcome back, and we are here. You just saw on your screen the replay of Nurmi getting around Dunlop and how that happened. We're right back here with Fabio Gorel chasing down Andrew Ruse ahead of him. This is the battle on the racetrack. This is the only battle on the racetrack currently. Everyone starting to spread out. A few drivers having made their pit stops kind of broke up some of the battles that we're seeing in the midfield. And as everyone kind of cycles through and starts to decide when they want to make their pit stop, expect to see drivers making their pit stop anywhere from the next 5 minutes to the next 15, I would say, is the absolute maximum that we'll see. Maybe the next 10 minutes. The next 2 to 10 minutes is when we'll see the battles and start to spread out, and we'll see drivers start to maybe think about pit stops. Fabio Gorel just content right now running behind Andrew Ruse in that 9th spot. It appears that he does have the pace over him currently, just 0.3 separate them right now. So not too much time separate them. Currently quickly take a look here at the weather that we have on display for us today. 43 degrees track temperature, 36% humidity, and 26 air ambient. So definitely very hot track conditions for each one of these drivers today. And while we are waiting and just ever slow, intently watching, and there we go, Kyle Dunlop, though, he's back on the charge. He's catching Macchio Nurmi up ahead of him. And Nurmi, it appears to have a slowdown penalty. So he has a slowdown penalty, so that is catastrophic for him there. That is not what he needed at this point in the race. But this battle has kicked off once again, though. Let's continue to watch it there. Let's see if Macchio will look for a move, if he even will. He will not look for a move into the chicane. He will stay content, sitting in third. We'll jump back to this battle again, also heading through the chicane. And Chris, the two BMWs. I'm sorry, actually the Ferrari and the BMW of Chris Hogue and Christian Hogue and Chris Fargano. Chris Fargano in the BMW. Really showing his strengths here, and it's just 2:10 separating these two. They're really close. Macchio Nurmi really close to the back of Kyle Dunlop as he just continues to push. That Ferrari driver, you can tell, furious with his mistake, wants to make up that time that he lost again. But Kyle Dunlop not letting that happen easy. And there you go. This just shows some of the really true challenging sections of that Canadian track. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve throws up some amazing battles and also some amazingly tough corners on this racetrack down into the hairpin, one of the action spots of this track. Then we head up towards the Superfast Chicane, one of the corners where the drivers just clobber the curbs and get ever so close to the wall of champions on the exit. Every driver pushing the limits of how close they can get to it. Here's just a beautiful shot for you. Both cars just going to zip past there. They get just so close to the wall with absolutely nothing that they could do. Ty Kim, though, first of our drivers in, first of the drivers at the normal pit stop period. The pit stop window has just opened, and we're seeing Andrew Ruse and Fabio Goro. They're not going to split up that battle, but Kyle Dunlop and Macchio Nurmi definitely not going to split up this battle anytime soon. So we'll keep an eye on the drivers in the pit lane. You can keep an eye on them. On the bottom of your screen, you can see the pit stop counters down there. But Kyle Dunlop really pushing it here, trying to stay ahead of Macchio Nurmi. If I had to guess, they will split the strategy of those drivers here. And Richard Spice and Meowler just going to barely come out there in front of Ty Kim, who has had no fresh tires for any of these drivers in the pit stop phases. They will only take fuel needed for them in most cases. Very few drivers expected to take any tires. If any do, it will be a shock, as many times we do not see that. But Ty Kim out in some traffic, that could hurt him come a little bit later on in the race. But Fabio Goro and Andrew Ruse, no traffic in sight for them. They've got 3 seconds to it. So right now it's all about their battle. First of the drivers that has pitted right now, Christian Hogue. He has had a pit stop already. Kyle Dunlop stays out. Macchio Nurmi in. John Miller in. Javon Turman has not pitted yet. He has extended his lead out to a 5-second gap over Matthias Van Holian. Kyle Dunlop a further 6 seconds behind them. So he is currently 12 seconds off your leader. Georgio Barrio, another driver who also hasn't pitted, but Macchio Nurmi. This is where you're going to see that driver really be able to excel if he's really got the pace over Kyle Dunlop. If he does come in and is able to make it out with no problems, then he should be able to really get a nice jump on the rest of the field. So should be able to get an amazing jump on them if he is able to pull off that strategy. Keep an eye on him, though, for you. Makio Nurmi just working his way through the first sector. Just finished up the first sector and into sector number 2. Christian Hogue ahead of him. He is another one of those drivers that hasn't pitted. So we'll see if the strategy that Makio Nurmi is using can help him out any time else, if he's able to really make up any sort of spots with it, if he's able to get by Kyle Dunlop enough to where he doesn't have to battle with him. That would be the ultimate goal, but Kyle Dunlop in, Matthias Van Holian in, and Javon Turman in. So we're going to watch Makio Nurmi and see if he can possibly get that move settled. We'll see also George Barrio. We'll see if Christian Hoach comes in as well. You'll watch on board here. We'll see if he does, how much these drivers just really have to slow down for the pit lane. And yes, he does. That's a very, very fast straightaway into a very, very slow pit lane. But there we go. Let's get a camera here on Kyle Dunlop. He's still in the pit box. Let's see when he starts moving. Makio Nurmi going through turn 1 now, so he will for sure lose out to Makio Nurmi. Great job to him, though. 3 seconds the difference, so Nurmi with an absolutely incredible lap to be able to get out ahead of Kyle Dunlop. John Miller as well closed in there on Kyle Dunlop. That could help him out tremendously. So currently looking here into possible current audio issues. We will quickly ride on board while I look into some of these audio issues. This time, we'll ride on board with Damian Gunther. So we're back here on Apex Racing TV. Just going to quickly see if that fixed it. I do believe that it did. But we will currently look here at the battle from Damian Gunther and George Barrio. Ganter, will get by that lap traffic of the BMW. And they are battling up front. This is a close one. Makio Nurmi has actually closed in on Matthias Van Holian. And there we go. So still trying to fix any current audio issues that I do have. I believe that is just coming down to a Discord connection issue. So sorry about that one if it is an issue. Nothing that I can really do about it. I think I've done pretty much everything that I can to fix it here. I think at the end of the day it does come down to a Discord connection issue. Makio Nurmi, though, really putting the pressure on Matthias Van Kolian. Because there you go. There he goes down the inside. Nurmi gonna make up that move. Van Kolian. And he is moving up into second position. That's one spot up on his starting spot. So we'll see if Van Kolian has anything to say about it. But John Miller is going to go by Kyle Dunlop here. So that's just in the last 5 minutes of the race. And he is going to move up. Maximilian Cosby, though, also going to try and move up another spot on Christian Hogue. He's got the same Ferrari power unit in the back and same car. So that is going to be a difficult one for him as he is 9/10 back. So he's going to have to put in some great laps if he wants a chance here in the last 4 minutes of this race. Several drivers out of the race early with issues. These drivers retiring in different laps. Chris Fergano, Julian Familias, Ian Gargon Raju, and Evan Betts. Those drivers having some issues early on. And there you go, Maximilian Crosby hits the wall there on the exit. That's going to definitely dampen his progress, possibly prevent him from getting that next spot up. That is the battle for 12th place. Makio Nurmi extending his lead over Van Kolian. And John Miller also coming, though. He is closing the gap on Van Kolian. We just have about 3 minutes left. Javon Turman heading through the first sector now. So he should take the white flag in 2 laps time. It will come to the line. It should be 2 laps to go for him. But Maximilian Crosby actually closing in here. He's almost on the back there of Christian Hogue. He is on the back of Christian Hogue as they head through the chicane. And he is going to hit the wall just one more time. So that is definitely going to hurt him. And as he runs down towards turn number 1, let's see if he has a look down the inside. He doesn't. Christian Hogue locking that one beautifully. Let's see if he's able to get it on the exit. A little bit of a slide from both of them. They're both pushing to the absolute limits of their Ferraris. Both in the same car, so it's pretty much a spec car at that point. Everyone on equal playing fields. So we'll see how he fares with this. We'll check up on him in just a few moments' time. But Javon Turman is going to head down into the final corner now. Should get the white flag next time by, so he will come around, and he should come around now for one more lap. After this one, that will make this a 26th lap race, and he currently has a 16-second lead over Makio Nurmi. Matthias Van Kolian, also, though, getting chased down by John Miller. John Miller has closed down 0.7 of a second on this last lap. If he can do that now for the next 2 laps, he may be able to have a chance at Van Kolian. Don't think he's going to be able to, though. He's a little bit too far back with 1.8 seconds. He would have to put in 2 monster laps if he wants to catch him. With the Audi power plant underneath him, that should give him a good chance at it. The Audi, one of the strongest cars in this competition. And as they work their way through the second sector now, here in Circus Gilles Villeneuve, it's down to 1.3. So in just one sector, he has made up 6/10. This actually, he does have a chance at. So John Miller III looking to make it a third place finish, a podium finish for him here. I don't know if he is going to be able to make that happen. Maximilian Crosby, though, is going to get ahead of Christian Hogue. And there we go. Steve Seagot looking on that Ferrari. Now he's looking to make it to 13th spot and move up 3 spots in this race. And there you go. Christian Hogue defending to the inside. Segert to the outside. And he should be able to clear him. No, he won't. So he isn't going to be able to clear him, actually. So he's going to have to go on the charge once again. So he will go on the charge just one more time. 2 times a second. He's going to look to the inside, then the outside. Very late block there by Christian Hogue. And Turman. Race has finished. That was checkered flag out. So the checkered flag is out. This is the battle right now for 13th spot. Hogue to the inside. Segert to the outside. Segert is going to try him heading through the chicane. They're going to make contact going in. And that is going to cost him 13th spot. Christian Hogue pretty much just pushing Segert out of the way going into the chicane. That was not how he wanted to finish it. Everyone, though, just finishing up. We'll wait on the final few drivers to round the final corner and head off here in just a minute to the results. Just while we're waiting on everyone to finish, though, just a couple of reminders on what is next here from us on Apex Racing TV. Make sure to tune in just 20 minutes' time for the BSR MX5 Pro Championship live on the iRacing Esports Network. Presented by Apex Racing TV. We'll be over there in just a few minutes' time. As every driver is just finishing, the results have finalized. Forrest and I will quickly run through your race results. Javon Turman wins by 15.7 seconds. Makio Nurmi finishes in second. Matthias Van Kolian in third. John Miller in fourth. Kyle Dunlop fifth. Damian Gunther in sixth. George Barrio in seventh. Ty Kim in eighth. Andrew Ruse in ninth. Fabio Goriel in 10th. Macchio Corso in 11th. Maximilian Crosby in 12th. Christian Hogue in 13th. Steve Seagert in 14th. Richard Spice and Miller in 15th. Peter Dellinson in 16th. Max Kessler in 17th. Christopher Jano in 18th. We'll quickly jump down one more row there. Julian Familiares in 19th. Ian Garjon Renju in 20th. Evan Betts rounds out your field of 20 drivers, and that will conclude it here from us on Apex Racing TV. Sorry to jump off so quickly, but we have to quickly get reset and get ready for the BSR MX5 Pro Cup Heat live on the iRacing Esports Network. Be sure to head over there in just now 15 minutes time. And from us on Apex Racing TV, we thank you for watching this production of the VRS Sprint Championship. Be sure to tune in next week at 2 p.m. Eastern, same time, here on Apex Racing TV. That's it from us, and we will see you next time.